The Penguin Show has only had 2 episodes so far, but I think it's safe to say that this is one of the best shows of 2024. When the Batman movie came out, I honestly wasn't a big fan of the movie, but I did like a lot of the side characters in the film, especially Penguin. I thought Colin Farrell's performance was great, so when they announced that they were making a show for him, I was pretty excited for this. And finally, after 2 years, the show is out. The first 2 episodes pick up after the events of the Batman movie and after the death of Carmine Falcone. And in the very first episode, it starts off hot by giving us a bait and switch of who's going to be the main villain when it quickly introduces Carmine Falcone's son, and then quickly has Penguin shoot him and try to cover up his murder, which leads to his sister becoming the main villain in this show, and I'm really enjoying her character so far. The first episode I thought was really good. It introduced a couple of new characters that seem interesting, and has me really invested in what will happen to some of the characters that they introduced. And in the first episode, it put Penguin in a really tough situation that makes it seem impossible to get out of. But the show gives you a really well-executed way of getting a solution without giving you a bunch of big plot holes. And the same thing happens in episode 2, so whoever is writing this is really cooking so far. And I also think that the people who made this show took a lot of inspiration from the Penguin in the Gotham show from 2014 because there's a lot of similarities here. In the Gotham show, Penguin starts out working for Falcone and Salvatore Maroni, and Penguin ends up playing both sides and pinning them against each other and getting into a bunch of situations where it seems like he's done for, but he ends up getting out of it using his mouth. But at the end of it all, Penguin becomes the top crime boss in Gotham, and you can see how similar that is to the Penguin. And I'm glad they are taking inspiration from it because Gotham is a very underrated show that did a very good job at showcasing DC top villains in Gotham. So, after watching these 2 episodes, there's just one thing I don't understand, and that is why the hell did IGN give this show a 5? I mean, I've seen them give so many other awful TV shows a much better review. They even gave the first couple episodes of The Acolyte a 6. Meanwhile, Penguin somehow only gets a 5. And I know that IGN has always been known to make bad reviews, but this just feels like a whole new low, even for them. I've also been noticing they seem to be a lot harsher on DC movies and shows than they are on Marvel movies and shows. For example, Agatha first 2 episodes got an 8 from IGN. I haven't seen Agatha yet, and I probably never will, but I can't imagine it being better than The Penguin. If I had to give the first 2 episodes of The Penguin a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 9.5 because I think this show does a really good job at keeping the audience entertained with interesting stories and funny moments that doesn't break the realism in the show, and it also does a good job at giving good dialogue between characters. And I honestly can't think of any negatives about this show that's worth mentioning, and this is just a good show that anyone could enjoy, even if you didn't like the Batman movie. But what do you think? Comment down below your thoughts on the Penguin show, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.